my most expensive retro games in my collection. Let's go. Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, as you can probably tell by my intro, we are looking at my most expensive retro games in my collection. I don't think they're the most expensive games, because I got a couple of collector's editions and things like that on the PlayStation 4 and on the PlayStation 5. Like the Street Fighter 6 Collector's Edition, the Mortal Kombat 1 Collector's Edition, stuff like that. I got a couple of those SNK Neo Geo Pix and Love kind of collections as well. They fetch a pretty penny. But, so disregarding them, so when I say retro, I want to say PlayStation 3 or older, okay? And I really enjoyed making this video. So I've got my notes just there, okay, just off camera. So I'll be referring to them as we go. And I'm using CEX as my price guide. So whatever they sell for in CEX with manual or whatever condition I've got, yeah, that's the version we're going for, okay? Oh, I just remember now, I also got them. No, but stick to my notes. I've got screenshots. I'll maybe put them up there. I will say then, a couple of the games are mint. Trust me, they are mint. So I've some of like the Saturn games and stuff like that. The condition can affect the price, but like with GameCube, for example, doesn't necessarily affect the price. Okay, so we're going to go from 10 down to number 1. I'm a little bit surprised, put it that way. Okay, so let's get into it then. So it's joint. Number 10, there's 3 games that are the same price. So I'm going to do 3 to start off with, okay? So coming in at number 10 is Street Fighter Alpha 2 for the Sega Saturn with manual. Great game. That will get you £45. Oh, that's the selling price. In CX is £45 pounds sterling. Okay. Another one, Zelda Ocarina of Time boxed for the mighty Nintendo 64. That'll also get you £45. Now, just looking at my collection off camera just there, I believe this is my original from back in the day, my original game I had. I did buy it pre-owned. That's why if it was mine, it wouldn't have had that, because I really did look after my things. Not because I knew didn't have a crystal ball. I didn't know all games would be selling for bank 20 plus years later, let's say. But yeah, this is my original copy I had back in the day. That's got the manual and everything is in there. That'll get you, that's what they sell for £45. And joint again is Street Fighter the movie, the game for the Sega Saturn. Now this is a hard game to find in the wild. I absolutely love this game. It is because I'm officially the world's biggest Street Fighter fan, okay? But yeah, I love it. It's considered one of the worst street fighting games in the collection. It's almost one that Capcom don't really want to talk about, but I love this game, okay? It's one of my favourites. I'm not going to compare it to Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 6, don't get me wrong, but it's one of my favourite fighters on the Saturn, let's say. Okay, so that was joint 10 at £45 each. Okay, coming in at number 9, another great game, Primal Rage on the Sega Saturn. This is CIB, Bam Baby, so manual and everything is in there. Check out that manual as well. Nice. Yeah, so that'll cost £50. in CEX. It's worth £50. I gotta be honest. All the games, I reckon they're all worth pay. It's a hard thing now with retro gaming. It's worth what you're willing to pay. To me, that is worth £50. It's an excellent, excellent game. Coming in at number 8 is X-Men Children of the Atom. This is what I'm talking about, mint. It is complete in box. I'm keeping it in this. It came in this posh cover thing, okay? And trust me when I say it is minty like your mum. It really, really is. Excellent game as well. What's that? That'll cost you £55. Again, it's worth that in that condition. Oh, 2 new games recently added these to the collection. Coming in at number 7 is Gundam Battle Assault for the PlayStation 1. CIB Bambaby. So Scott Manuel is in there as well. I still haven't played it. Oopsie, poopsie. But I only bought, it's less than a week old in my collection, okay? So that is number 7. £55. Coming in at number 6. Bought it the same day. Yes, I'm so happy to have these games in my collection, guys. Marvel vs. Capcom for the PlayStation, or the PS1, whatever you like to call it. That'll cost you £60 sterling. Sorry, I'm stupid, I know. Coming in at number 5 is Marvel Superheroes for the Sega Saturn. That'll cost you £60 as well. So it's joint 4th. Joint 5th, I want to say. Marvel Superheroes for the Sega Saturn. Another good game. So what have we got next? Is... I have said the story about when I bought this. So coming in at number 4 is Golden Axe The Duel for the Sega Saturn Bambinos. That'll cost you £70. It's almost mint. The only problem is the previous owner had torn a bit off there, and I gotta be honest, if I grew up with the Sega Saturn, like if it was my first console, I would one of these. I'd always wanted to have a look what it's like underneath these, because it's only cardboard, isn't it? These cases. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to resist the urge to peel at least one off. Good game, very good game. We're getting up there now in price. That will set you back £70. Okay. Another £70 game. So coming in at number 3 is Marvel Superheroes vs Street Fighter for the mighty PlayStation. £70 as well. Check out that glorious manual. Game. Disc's fine. £70. Getting top end now, okay? Yeah, I'm happy with that. If I paid 70 quid, yeah, take my money. They're all great games. The majority of them, in fact, all of them, apart from one Zelda, is fighting games. The best games. They're the best, aren't they? They age the best anyway. Okay, so it's joint as well for the top spot. So we'll do it. The reason I've got this one second is because I had this game for free, okay? Coming in at number 2, it costs a grand total of £85 sterling, is The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Cost me fuck all. I will tell the story of how I acquired it. I briefly told it. I'll tell the story. My channel ever hits 2,000 subscribers, okay? I will tell that story. Yeah, so that'll cost you £85. Wow. Still haven't played it. But a game I have played, I probably played this as much as any of the games. Maybe Street Fighter Alpha 2, and this is probably the game I played the most. So coming in at number 1 is Skies of Arcadia for the Nintendo GameCube. Oh, the Nintendo GameCube. Yeah, £85. Now, this is not my original from back in the day. It is CIB, Bambaby. I think this is one of the earliest. I think this is actually the most I've ever paid for a retro game. I paid £63 in CX. Going back a good couple of years now, so it's on the incline. But the funny thing with this, there was a time where it was £125. Games tend to, definitely the retro game market, it's all over the place. So I think we're on a bit of a downward turn now. So that'll cost you £85. I think this is the superior version. It did come out on the Dreamcast as well, didn't it? And they tweaked it and improved it slightly to make it more accessible. But anyway, yeah, that is £85. So that is my top 10 most expensive games in my collection. Retro games in my collection, I will say. So I can sell them all now, and I can retire 2 days early. I can have an extra, when I'm, 65 in the UK you can retire. I can retire 2 days before my 65th birthday. Oh, what a time to be alive, isn't it? yeah. All joking aside, yeah, I'm really happy with that. I don't really collect, I've said it before, for monetary value or anything like that. But I did enjoy having a look, going through my collection, and just pricing everything up. Some things I thought weren't worth much. What was the biggest surprise? Maybe Primal Rage. That has gone up in price quite a lot since I bought it. I haven't had that. Mind you, I've had it about 4 years, something like that. So that's definitely, I want to say, doubled in price. That's probably the biggest surprise in there, okay? But then some games I thought, other games that didn't make my top 10, I thought, oh, that might be quite a lot. And it didn't make my top 10. So yeah, I do, I was quite interested. I did enjoy it. So it's an open tag. If you want to do your own video, and if you want to tag me in it, feel free to tag me in it. Do one of those VR responses to Tony Fighter. Let's get the ball rolling, you know. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the week. Love you, bye.